When a game changer strikes. It started like any other morning. The world kept spinning, tech headlines recycled the usual updates, and iPhone fans were busy counting down to the iPhone 17, with a design maybe just a little newer. Then came the shockwave. Elon Musk, the rule breaker, the disruptor, the man who rewrites the playbook, dropped a bombshell that rocked the entire tech industry, the Tesla phone. A smartphone completely independent. No Android. No iOS. No traditional cellular networks. Directly integrated with the ecosystem of the future. This wasn't a rumor. This wasn't a cryptic tweet like the ones we've seen before. This was a formal announcement, backed by solid evidence, a sleek design prototype, a demo of the user interface, and even a bold promise of a future where humans are no longer tethered to Apple or Google. The world stood still for a moment. And then came the headlines. Mobile phone Elon Musk declares war on Apple. Satellite antenna the end of the iPhone era. Satellite Starlink, Neuralink, Tesla OS, the future isn't Android or iOS anymore. Elon Musk isn't just launching a phone. He's launching a revolution. Not just a battle over hardware, but a war over power, ecosystems, and what the future of mobile really means. A world where Apple is no longer the center. For over a decade, Apple has basked in the brilliant spotlight of the iPhone. Back in 2007, Steve Jobs made the world hold its breath when he introduced the first iPhone. Since then, the iPhone became more than just a phone, it became a symbol, a cornerstone of modern culture. But that shine has started to fade. In recent years, the iPhone has stopped delivering true leaps in innovation. Each year, Apple throws a grand event, only to reveal a few minor upgrades, a slightly higher price tag, and another attempt to squeeze loyalty out of longtime users. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, a man who's never made a smartphone, is threatening to upend that entire order. And he's not coming empty-handed. The Tesla phone is promised to be the centerpiece of a vast ecosystem. Electric vehicles. Starlink satellites. Optimus AI robots. And even Neuralink, a future where humans and machines communicate through pure thought. Compared to that, an iPhone, even one made of titanium with a 10x zoom camera, suddenly feels small, insignificant. Elon Musk, the man who doesn't play by anyone's rules. Elon Musk has never been one to follow the rules. When the auto industry said electric vehicles could never replace internal combustion engines, he founded Tesla. When space agencies were still debating the costs of launching rockets, he built SpaceX with a dream to take humanity to Mars. And now, as the tech world remains trapped inside the closed ecosystems of Apple and Google, where every app, every interface, and every service must be approved by two corporate gatekeepers, Elon Musk is choosing a different path. The Tesla phone won't rely on Android or iOS. It won't be subject to the rules of the App Store or Google Play. It won't need traditional carriers, because it has its own satellite network. In other words, he's building a device that doesn't need anyone else to survive. And that is exactly what's making Apple nervous. The first reaction, silence, then concern. What's fascinating is this: after Elon Musk's earth-shaking announcement, Apple responded with silence. No press release. No comment. No tweet. No Tim Cook stepping on stage to reassure the world. And that silence, it spoke volumes. Not because they didn't recognize the threat, but because they had no clear strategy to counter it. For nearly 2 decades, Apple has grown comfortable being the one who leads the game. But now, For the first time in the iPhone era, they've been forced into a reactive position. An anonymous insider at Apple reportedly told Bloomberg, "We've never seen an ecosystem built from satellites to personal AI like this. And the scariest part is, it's Elon Musk, a man who turns the impossible into reality. This isn't just a battle between two companies. It's a collision between two visions. Apple and Elon Musk stand on opposite ends of the tech spectrum. Apple is the symbol of perfection, elegance, and tight control, from hardware to software. Elon Musk is chaos and freedom wrapped in genius. He's rebellion. He's disruption. He's the spark that redefines entire industries. One is a corporate empire fueled by loyalty. The other is a single man who's made the world rethink what's possible, again and again. And now, the battle begins. The bell has rung. The Tesla phone isn't just another new product. It's the opening shot in a long, high-stakes war. A war over who controls the future of technology. The question now is, how will Apple strike back? And more importantly, will users be willing to leave the familiar comfort of Apple's ecosystem, to step into an entirely new world? A world where AI, autonomous cars, and personal satellites are part of everyday life. The answers won't come overnight. But one thing is crystal clear. After Elon Musk's announcement, the smartphone world will never be the same again. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to subscribe and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're just getting started. Tesla phone isn't just a phone, it's a gateway to the future ecosystem. When Elon Musk introduced the Tesla phone, he didn't talk about camera megapixels or charging speed. What he talked about was freedom. Freedom from dependence on Google's Android. Freedom from Apple's tightly controlled App Store. A phone that answers to no one, and runs independently inside a futuristic ecosystem Musk has spent over a decade building. The Tesla phone is more than a device. It's a control hub for Tesla electric vehicles. A personalized AI assistant, powered by Optimus and Grok. Starlink, letting the phone operate without traditional networks. Neuralink, opening the door to brain-computer interaction. Tesla OS, a brand new software universe. What does that mean? It means the Tesla phone doesn't need 5G or mobile carriers. Anywhere there's Sky, you're connected. And not just to the internet. You're connected to the future. The no Android, no iOS strategy, a direct punch to the face of Apple and Google. Picture this. You're using a Tesla phone. It doesn't run iOS. It doesn't run Android. Which means, no App Store. No Google Play. No more 30% Apple tax. No more app rejections for vague community guideline violations. Just pure freedom. With this bold move, Elon Musk is doing what millions of developers and users have been dreaming of for years. Breaking free from the software monopoly of the tech giants. Apple has long been criticized for its tight grip on its ecosystem. Sure, it creates a seamless user experience, but it also builds massive walls that choke innovation. Elon. He's going the other way. Tesla OS is open source. It welcomes global developers. It's built for those who want to create, not just comply. Shortly after the announcement, independent dev teams began shifting their focus to Tesla OS. And some of the top names in the Android developer community have already declared, if the Tesla phone launches as promised, we're moving everything over. This isn't just a product launch. It's a rebellion, backed by code. Starlink, the weapon that's making telecom giants, and Apple, break a sweat. Here's what the tech world started to realize after closely analyzing the Tesla phone announcement. Starlink isn't just a feature, it's a strategic weapon. Apple, despite its cutting-edge devices, still relies heavily on traditional telecom carriers to distribute iPhones, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and more. That's why iPhones struggle to function in remote areas without cell towers. Tesla phone? Completely different story. It connects directly to Starlink satellites, now covering more than 70 countries worldwide. No towers. No dead zones. Just sky. And that's not just making telecom providers nervous. It's putting Apple on the defensive. If Elon Musk decides to offer Starlink access free or at an ultra-low subscription rate to Tesla phone users, the entire telecom industry could be shaken to its core. And Apple? They'll be forced to rethink their entire iPhone distribution model, which depends heavily on those global carrier partnerships. In one move, Musk didn't just bypass the carriers. He made them optional. Apple, the first reaction from a sleeping giant. After days of total silence, Apple finally made a move. A short statement from CEO Tim Cook during the Q2 shareholder meeting revealed what many had feared. Apple won't be swayed by every new trend. We remain focused on user experience, security, and refinement. On the surface, it sounded confident, steady. But to investors and analysts, it read more like a defensive stance. And many believe this marks the beginning of Apple's crisis cycle. Why? Apple has no satellite network of its own. No electric vehicle ecosystem tied to proprietary software. No scalable, personalized AI like Grok integrated across platforms. And perhaps most critically, they don't have Elon Musk. A quiet revolution, developers, tech enthusiasts, and startups are flocking to Tesla OS. An unexpected ripple effect followed the Tesla phone announcement. The Tesla OS forums, once a quiet experimental group, exploded overnight, with thousands of new members joining daily. App developers, AI startups, even former engineers from Apple and Google began openly crossing over. But it's not just about the hardware. It's about the idea, the promise of creative freedom without barriers. One developer said, "Apple makes you play by the rules." Elon says, "Forget the rules, just be great." Another commented, "Tesla OS brings back the feeling Android had in its early days. Free, open, and full of world-changing potential." No one knows yet whether the Tesla phone will truly dethrone the iPhone. But one thing's becoming clear. The tech community is already shifting its weight, and its faith, in a whole new direction. Elon Musk, a dangerous man because he does what no one else dares to imagine. Think back for a moment. Who thought Tesla would become the most valuable electric car company in the world? Who believed SpaceX could actually land rockets? Whoever imagined that a man who was nearly bankrupt and literally sleeping on a friend's couch in 2008 would one day make Apple nervous? Just one person, Elon Musk. And now, he's bringing that same fearless genius into the smartphone arena. A space most believe is saturated, impossible to break into, unbeatable because of the iPhone. But Elon Musk isn't trying to squeeze in through the door. He's kicking it wide open. The Tesla phone isn't just something to sell. It's a launchpad. A tool to dominate an entire tech ecosystem. From the phone in your hand, to the car you drive, to the satellite above your head, to the AI you speak with every day. This isn't just innovation. This is Musk-level disruption, and the world has seen what happens when he goes all in. Ripple effect, Wall Street, investors, and the global tech order. Following the Tesla phone announcement, Tesla stock surged over 12% in just 2 days. Meanwhile, Apple's stock dipped slightly, but the real concern lies deeper. Internal reports suggest that major investors are starting to question Apple's long-term strategy. American media has already coined the phrase, the first iPhone crisis. Some financial institutions are warning that Apple may be entering the same danger zone that once swallowed Nokia and BlackBerry. Too slow to react. Too confident to pivot. And too established to realize a new revolution is already underway. If Tesla phone launches within the next 12 to 18 months as planned, we may witness a mass tech migration. Not because users hate Apple, but because they're drawn to something that finally feels like the future. Ecosystem war, Apple versus Tesla, who will own the future? In the end, this war isn't about hardware. It's not just about a phone. It's a battle between two ecosystems. Apple Tesla. iPhone, iOS, App Store, iCloud Tesla Phone, Tesla OS, Starlink, Neuralink. Controlled, closed-loop systems open, AI-powered, developer-friendly. Safe, polished, predictable bold, disruptive, futuristic. Device-centric human-centric. When users choose between an iPhone and a Tesla phone, they're not simply picking a device. They're choosing a worldview. And if Elon Musk wins, then the future, your future, will no longer be defined by Apple. When Steve Jobs introduced the first iPhone in 2007, he didn't just change how the world made calls. He redefined the phone as the remote control for modern life. But nearly 2 decades later, as the cycle of innovation runs thin, the iPhone has become a symbol of repetition. Beautiful, polished, but drifting away from the kind of wild ambition Jobs once embraced. And then came Elon Musk. Not to build a better iPhone, but to tear apart what we currently define as a smartphone. To give birth to a new generation of devices built to connect humans with AI, with self-driving cars, with satellites, and even, with their own brains. Tesla phone is a declaration of war. Not just against Apple, but against the entire outdated mindset that still governs the tech industry. Apple is still an empire. But maybe, it's no longer the future. No one can deny Apple's dominance. Massive sales. A perfectly synced ecosystem. Millions of loyal users. But as the world shifts toward a new era, where AI, global connectivity, and creative freedom become core values, Apple now faces a challenge it's never faced before. Will it dare to break itself? Or be broken by someone else? Elon Musk isn't just asking the question. He's answering it, with action. And once again, his actions are forcing the entire industry to look in the mirror. This is no longer about a product. This is a revolution. And Tesla phone is the symbol of a rising wave. One that may reshape everything we thought we knew about the future. Users want freedom. Developers want an open, uncensored creative environment. Small businesses want access to customers without paying a platform tax. And the world wants a device that's no longer bound by the rules of two monopolies. And if there's anyone crazy enough, bold enough, brilliant enough to lead that wave, it's Elon Musk. History is repeating itself, but the main character has changed. When Apple launched the iPhone, Nokia scoffed. BlackBerry stood proud. Microsoft was still king. And yet, within a few short years, they were all swept away by a storm Apple created. A storm that could never be undone. Now, Tesla phone is the modern version of that moment. Will the iPhone become the next Nokia? Can Apple reinvent itself, before it's too late? The answers are coming. And they won't just define the future of tech. They'll define the future itself. Users want freedom. Developers want a creative space without censorship. Small businesses want to reach customers without paying the platform tax. The world wants a device no longer bound by the policies of two tech monopolies. And if there's anyone bold enough, crazy enough, brilliant enough to lead that wave, it's Elon Musk. History is repeating itself, but the protagonist has changed. When Apple launched the iPhone, Nokia laughed. BlackBerry was confident. Microsoft still ruled. But in just a few short years, they were all swept away by the unstoppable storm Apple unleashed. Today, Tesla phone is the modern version of that moment. Will the iPhone become the next Nokia? Can Apple reinvent itself, before it's too late? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.